Hey everyone, so for today's video I wanted to jump on here and give you a quick comparison as well as a demo of two bronzer products I just don't feel like people compare enough, and I figured I would pick these up, give you guys kind of a review comparison between the two products so you can see which one would work better for you. So I'm going to be comparing the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked specifically, and the Nudies Matte All Over Face color from Nudesticks and Bondi Beige. So these two shades in particular are the closest to each other, which is why I wanted to compare them today. The Nudies has a darker bronzer color and the Milk Makeup does as well, so both of these have a little bit of a darker option, but these are the lighter options because obviously I have fair skins. In general, I love cream bronzers. I feel like with my fair skin, they just look the most natural, and because my skin does lean a little bit more on the dry side, I just feel like it gives such a natural look to my skin, and in the summer I really love using cream bronzers to give that really pretty dewy effect to my skin. So if today's video ends up being helpful, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. And I hope you'll subscribe to see some of my upcoming videos. I actually have a video upcoming comparing the new Nudies Bloom, the dewy blushes, comparing those to the Milk Makeup lip and cheek colors. If you want to see that, definitely make sure that you are subscribed. So with all of that, we will jump right in. I wanted to first start off with the Nudies Matte All Over Face color, the Bondi Beige shade. I've been really enjoying it. I picked it up during the Sephora VIB sale and I've been getting a consistent amount of use out of it. I do feel like it's definitely a great product. So let's get into kind of the specs of this. This retails for $32 and you get 0.25 ounces in here. So it is definitely a little bit more expensive. I also have the shade Sunkissed, and this is one of their limited edition bronzer colors. I do feel like this is somewhere in between a bronzer and a blush. I think most people would prefer to use this as a blush, but I will insert swatches of both just in case you're interested. I was really interested in the Sunkissed shade because I love like a hybrid bronze blush look, but using this just to like kind of pinpoint the areas you might get a little bit sunburn, I feel like this product is really great for that. So getting back to Bondi Beige and this formula in general, the Nudies Matte formula, the experience I have with them is they're really, really nice. They have a very creamy texture to them. They're pretty pigmented, I would say, but not so overly pigmented or not so overly dry that you're sitting there and blending out the product for forever. So I wanted to jump into the demo so you can kind of get an idea of how it applies to my skin. So like I said, formula, the texture of the product is really creamy. I really like the way it goes onto the skin. I feel like it leaves the skin with that bronzy look, but it's not so overly matte that it gets really patchy. This is definitely not a patchy cream bronzer product. I do feel like some cream bronzers, I am left with a little bit of a patchy look or a really orange look. This is definitely a super natural bronzer to use for every day, but will still give you a little bit more of a matte finish. And it's not necessarily that it looks like powder, it just sets down a little bit. It doesn't reflect as much light as some really dewy bronzer products like the Milk Makeup. I'm wearing it on this side of my face today and I just love how natural it looks. I really like that more matte look sometimes, and I think it gives like a very natural look because it is a little bit more matte. And again, I like that it blends out so easily for having this finish. As for the color really works for me as well. It's not too red, but it does lean a little bit more to the red side. It's like neutral to red probably. I'm really bad with describing color, so I apologize. But I will insert swatches again so you can kind of see for yourself how that might work for your skin tone. Moving on to the Milk Makeup bronzer in Baked. I've talked about this bronzer many a time on my channel and I'm always going back to it. It's probably one of my favorite bronzer products that I've used. So I am a little bit biased in the fact that I use this so often and have a lot of experience with it, and I already know that I love it. This is in the shade Baked. Again, there is a darker shade called Blaze, I believe. This again comes in the same sort of stick packaging that the Nudesticks does. This retails for $24 for an entire ounce of product, which if you compare these two per ounce, it is pretty insane, like how much more product you get with the Milk Makeup. Because this is 0.25 ounces, you would have to buy 4 of these, spending over $100 just to get the amount of product that you get with the Milk. So already That's me just stating the facts. Like, this is definitely an expensive bronzer product. You get expensive results, like it looks expensive on the skin, if that makes sense, but the Milk makeup is definitely more affordable. Packaging is a little bit bigger though, because you have to hold more product in it. This is definitely a little bit more sleek, definitely better for travel. As for the way that it applies to the skin, I applied it the same way that I applied the Bondi Bay. It is really a beautiful, creamy product. And the one reason why I like it is it has pigment, but it's not overly pigmented. And that's kind of the reason why I like the Nudesticks as well. And that's definitely good, especially when your makeup is a little bit more expensive. But it gives me just enough pigment that it's not difficult to blend out and blend into the skin seamlessly. One thing that I always love about the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer is that little bit of shine it gives to the skin. This is where I have the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer on, and then this is the Nudies Matte. I think you can tell right in here that this is just a little bit more matte. And I love that really dewy cheek look. In the summer, I feel like this gives your cheeks some life. You can really blend it into the skin seamlessly and easily because it is so creamy, because it is so dewy. In general, I just feel like I never look bad when I wear this bronzer. It's definitely like a super fuss-proof product, which I mention this all the time in my videos. I love makeup that's fuss-proof. I don't want to worry about putting it on and being like, well, is it gonna look good today or is it gonna be kind of weird? I feel like these are very often compared for a reason. Like, I notice a difference mostly on the skin in the color, not necessarily the formula. They're very, very similar. I don't think that you need both of them. So if you already have the Nudesticks or you already have the Milk, I wouldn't say that you need to go out and buy the other one. But if you're interested in either of these, I want to break down and tell you what you might prefer and which one I think is better suited for you. So who I think will enjoy the Nudies Bondi Bay. If you have combo skin or if you have oily skin, I think you'll probably prefer the Nudies because it has that matte finish and I think it will last on your skin a little bit longer because of the formula, because it is a little bit more matte. Also, if you prefer a bronzer that is slightly more red like this one, I think you'll really enjoy this one. I think this is good for sculpting as well. If you wanted to skip a contour and just use a bronzer as your contour kind of thing, I think you'll really enjoy this one, especially for the color. In general, the way it blends onto the skin is really pretty, and I think if you do have more problematic skin, acne prone skin, or even oily skin like I said before, I think you'll probably prefer this one. As for the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer, I feel like you will prefer this product if you want a little bit more of that dew, if you want to use a bronzer as a bronzer, because I feel like this just looks like a really soft, pretty bronzer. If you're on a budget, I would automatically say get the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer because it is more affordable. In general, I use this product so often. I mean, already right there, that's more product that I'm getting from the Nudesticks. So right away, you guys, if you watch my channel, you know I love to splurge on a product, but just the price per ounce here, you can't deny it that this is a way better deal. But if you have drier skin, if you have normal skin, I feel like you'll really appreciate how dewy and blendable and creamy this product is. And it does feel like it is slightly more fuss proof than the Nudies Matte, because with any more matte product, I do feel like you have to take a little bit more time blending it. Granted, this is a great, very, very blendable product, but I just feel like there's something special about this. I love how natural the color is. I love that you get so much product. I always love the way that it looks on my skin. So either way, I feel like you can't go wrong with either of these. So if you guys enjoy this video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe if you want to see my upcoming video comparing the Milk Makeup lip and cheek colors to the new Nudies Bloom. Let me know down below what you thought of this video, if you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in my next one.